February. Today is also, I believe, the first day of the Chinese New Year. We do have a lot of construction engineers from, from China, and today is also Ash Wednesday.
Actually, yeah,
it is the first day of Lent.
The sign I thought at the front of their head.
Today is just hot like that. And it is, really exciting. I think it's like a historic Wednesday because it is not often that the Muslim first day starts today. Same with the Catholic, and then same with the Chinese New Year. It doesn't happen. Apparently, it doesn't happen. Apparently, both or three of them are following the moon, the lunar calendar, but they are following it from different angles, and it's somehow all of them fall today. So.
And I don't know why. It started raining this morning.
It did, right?
It was really heavy in the Lekki axis from Aja all the way to Ikate and getting to VI everywhere is dry.
Everywhere is dry.
What's going on? You know what I mean? It's good to be back in the studio. Good morning once again to all our listeners. You're welcome to Real Estate Matters on Spark 92.7. This is what we bring to you
every Wednesday.
Yeah, premium conversations about real estate all around the world in Nigeria. And there's been too many important conversations that happened last week. I think it's just safe to say that we're going to bring those conversations to our listening pleasure this morning.
Yeah.
I'd like us to go on this quick break.
And then when we come back, we're going to dive into today's conversation. It's Historic Wednesday, and you're tuned into Real Estate Matters. Before we went on the break, we mentioned that we're going to go into I think we have to start with the heavy hat because it's a very tragic thing that has happened in the northern parts of Nigeria. According to the State House of Abuja, Vice President Kahim Shettima led a high-power delegation to Kano State this week following the devastating fire at Singa Market. The Vice President announced the 5 billion naira federal government intervention fund to help those traders rebuild. When the market burns, of course, real estate is severely affected. We've had so much conversation on fire. I think we had like 2 or 3 episodes.
I think I would agree.
where we talked about fire, the damage in real estate, the fact that we do not have the infrastructure to protect our real estate properties from such crisis. So it's unfortunate that we are back to this same conversation today again. At least this time around, I know in Lagos nothing really happened, but this time around there's the intervention from the federal government giving about 5 billion naira, substantial amount, to the markets, to the traders that lost their business. Real estate doctor.
So for me, when I saw this news about this fire outbreak at Singa Market in Kano, and I took my time to, search for that to see if we could actually see what led to that fire outbreak. Because in December, I remember that we have several fire incidents in Lagos, about 3 or 4. And for all the fire stories that we had, none of them really told us what led to the fire. Yeah. Because if we know the causes of these fire incidents, it is easy for us to prevent or to guide against such things from happening again. The one that happened at Singa, I searched through. All I saw was there was a fire outbreak at Singa Market in Kano. Lots of people lost their valuables, properties. So we saw that the Vice President went there. They only said 5 billion. Yeah. What led to that fire is the big question in the mouth of every Nigerian today. So we can guide against such things from happening again. A lot of time when fire outbreak happened in properties, it could be that maybe somebody was careless with maybe gas cylinder, particularly if it's a residential property. I know that many times, even my wife leaves the gas cooker on, and we go out and we come back to the house. The whole house is filled with gas smell and everything. So
there's also the issue of electrical fire.
Electrical surge can also lead to fire too.
Connecting
but in multi-tenanted shopping plazas, a lot of time it is just sheer, for me, carelessness on the part of the tenants. Some people turn on generators that are clustered together.
Yes.
So when those generators are clustered together, Mr. A is turning on the generator, the smoke fumes, the exhaust pipe are facing each other. A lot can happen. So that's why where I think
why the gen is on.
Some put, if that one even kills people even faster. I've lost a very good friend of mine to that. He was trying to pour fuel into a working generator, and the whole thing exploded and he died. Yes, was a very stand-up guy with bright future, but it's so sad. So a lot of times these things happen with the fact that people don't pay a lot of attention and care to your wire cables, your electrical appliances, who does the installations. But very importantly, I think we as a people need to start to pay more attention to multi-tenanted plazas. The one that happened at Lagos Island, the Niger Insurance House, was a multi-tenanted building.
Yes, it was.
That kept burning. That the entire place looked like a war zone.
Lives were lost.
The one that happened in Singa Market, so this building, I think one of the famous markets in Ghana.
1,000 businesses.
So,
and 7 people are currently missing.
Let's identify what led to the fire, and let's put in preventive measures to avoid such things from happening again. I think that's the way to go. Because fire incidents will happen every time. It's an accident, it happens anytime. And sometimes you cannot be too careful. Last week we were talking on this show, we were talking about the girl that had a snake bite right on her bed.
Yes.
Just yesterday, I came back from work. My neighbors told me that a certain snake was trying to make his way into my room.
Really?
Into my room. He was struggling to find his way into my room.
From the outside?
From the outside. He was struggling, he was looking for ways to enter my apartment. And they saw it and they killed it. That night was a nightmare to me. I could not sleep.
Wow.
So imagine that my windows were opened. Imagine that my door had maybe a small opening somewhere.
A small crack somewhere.
That's how I'll be on the bed. And the same thing that happened to Naya would have happened to me.
Happened.
So it's not a matter of village people. These things happen. There are accidents. It's life. It's part of life. There are bushes everywhere. So I was that all through that night. I could not even close my eyes.
You be traumatized.
I was seeing snakes all around me. I was just. But why my own apartment? So imagine I was just on my bed and something
like that happened.
Something is caressing me on my bed and there's a snake and God forbid. I was like, I'm gonna say doctor. That guy was a good guy. God forbid. So this thing happened. So we will just look for ways to. So I had to escalate to my estate facility management, and now they're fumigating the entire estate as I speak this morning. So it's just something things happen. So away from the fire incident.
Yes.
Today we're also looking at some. Have you read all the headlines? Do we have another headline?
No, we still have lots of news headlines
on
real estate. To join the conversation, you can call in. Our phone lines are open at 080-509-20927. Let me go over that slowly. 080-509-20927 and 080-250-27711 or 080-297-8803.
Yeah, that's the number to call.
Those are the numbers to call. Okay, so other news with regards to real estate. Communities in Ibejuleki are alarmed by the proposed 150-meter coastal highway realignment. A proposed 150-meter setback enforcement along both sides of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road highway corridor has triggered concern and anxiety, as most people should, among residents and traditional leaders in Ibejuleki communities in Lagos State. Local community leaders told journalists that the 150-meter setback markings, representing 150 meters to the right and left of the existing planned road alignment, have reignited fears among residents who have already endured earlier phases of demolition and clearance exercises. I'm sure a lot of us still remember some of the private properties. Although I know the plan has already been in existence, but there's been a few adjustments that have caused property owners, distress in one way or the other. So I think another news is the Vice President, Kasim Shettima, urges real estate developers to uphold standards, professionalism. He urged estate developers to adhere to regulatory standards, maintain professionalism in title documentation, and ensure quality construction and estate management. The Vice President made the call at the groundbreaking of Summit Estate Global in Akpo District, Abuja, He stressed that housing remained fundamental to national stability, noting that federal government reforms were strengthening fiscal stability, improving the investment climate, and unlocking productive sectors. So, it's always good to hear our political leaders address the how do we put it now? The flaws in our structural, in our real estate industry. Sector, yes, in the real estate sector. However, I feel like, I don't know how to explain it. The person that's supposed to be forming the laws and guiding the laws is telling us, oh, do the right thing. I think it's on them to ensure that there's enforcement. When there's no consequences, that's why you have people cutting corners, right? Yes. If there are severe consequences, there are what's the word for it? Aside from
penalties.
There are penalties, very clear and well communicated to the people of Nigeria. I feel it goes a long way.
For me, I've always said it that the impunity in our real estate sector is very impossible.
It's what a lot of us are living through.
Yeah, so just a few weeks ago, a certain property was demolished at Lekki Palm City.
Yes.
The developer just finished building this house, and the house is already tilting to the right. The house is already...
Really?
That was why those houses were demolished at Lekki Palm City a few weeks ago, in January.
It's already bending.
The house is already bending like this. And the Lagos government said, we cannot wait till this disaster happens. We cannot wait and watch this madness happen. And they went there and demolished. And that's the right thing. The right thinking government should do.
The fact that the government even has to intervene, that developer.
And you'll be surprised that some people already bought these properties, even with the way it was tilting.
Some agents still went there and said, I will market this.
And that just goes to tell you that some people don't even value their lives. Because maybe this certain developer gave them discounts. So they say, this out the things, it's already tilting and give me discount now. I'll manage it, I'll do it, I know what to do. So maybe the house was 100 million and this developer sold it for 60 because it was already tilting. People will still buy it. So even the buyers to something are very gullible. You don't even value your life. Just because you want to call yourself a landlord, you are buying a property that will endanger the life of yourself and your family. So I'm really happy that Lagos government had to zoom in. And you know that even at the last real estate future forum in Saudi Arabia, I personally asked this.
You had asked the question during the private session for Nigeria. The head of service.
And the head of service gave a very valid response to that question because the head of service said that they wouldn't have waited for that building to collapse before we now start saying sorry. It's better to be safe than sorry, and so that's why they have to pull it down. So developers need to really do better. You need to a property. A lot of them cannot even live in a property that they develop. Most developers, they just build these things. They just mass produce these properties and sell for gullible Nigerians who will buy it. And there's a certain developer that built a house in Ikota. When the first rain that fell, the rain was coming out from all the POP lights, right in that house. Everything was flooded. The guy's property, the tenant was really, the owner was really mad. So these developers just build and go. They don't really care about what happens next after they sell this rubbish. So that's why the government needs to really also clamp down on them and sanitize this entire real estate sector so we can have sanity at the end of the day. This is not the only country that we have developers. But because Nigeria, everybody, once you see money
developers have always been looked at with side eye because a lot of them always prioritize profits over...
not to even talk of now that there's inflation, so a lot of them cut corners just to make profits.
Which is why...
Where they're supposed to use 2 bags of cement for a certain mix, they use one bag or half bag just to cut corners.
That is why in some countries they ensure that the person investing the person investing is not the same person as the engineer overseeing the project. It's like a law, like you cannot be the same person.
You can't be the same person because
exactly, because it's conflict of interest. Coming out of pocket, your eye will be looking at the things
in Nigeria. You see, Nigeria is one of the countries that have all the laws that you can think about. You'll be surprised. All the laws.
Nobody's talking about
no enforcement, no implementation.
No information as well.
You know that in Lagos State we have Lagos State Material Testing Lab. Lagos State Material Testing Lab.
I didn't know that.
Their job is to come and test your block, your cement, to see that you're using quality materials to build. But a lot of times these people come to site, they just after a handshake, everybody goes. And the developer continues to build rubbish.
with
If these
low
people
quality.
do their job,
Yeah.
this Lagos State Material Testing Laboratory do their job, no developer will be doing rubbish.
None.
Because
They wouldn't even be able
even
to.
the iron rods you want to use,
Should
they
be
will
checked.
test it to be sure that it is up to standard. Where you're supposed to use 12 mm, you're using 10 mm, then it will be a problem. Particularly when you want to do your deckings, when you want to do your pillars and all your beams. So that's why we have all the laws. But if all our government agencies step up to do their job, we'll get to sanitize.
And the only time that they want to step up is when you want to collect a cut or something.
Yeah, that's after a handshake, everybody just goes home and the developer is left in the world of their own. But so it's the positive mind change and the readiness and the political will by the government agencies to do their job. We'll get it right once and for all. I said something on the TV show last week. I'm saying that this country, for us to get a lot of things right, we just need one person to do the right thing. So we are at that tipping point that we just need somebody to do the right thing, and then the entire narrative will change.
That takes me to one of our stories on the news about one person doing the right thing.
Yeah.
One of the trending news stories that we have is about a lady who leased a property from the property owner, and then not long after doing the renovations, the property owner asked her to leave the property, and at the end of the day, I think she damaged or she broke.
No, we see that a lot in Lagos.
She broke it, and it takes us back to the whole caution fee and about doing the right thing as property owners, because don't you have conscience?
We see that a lot in Lagos. Some landlords will rent an accommodation for you in a very deplorable state, terrible state.
You say rent as is. As an agent, I've had people property owners tell me as is. I said, okay,
that word is a scam.
That word is a scam. we have a caller coming in. Hello? Hello? Okay, we lost our call.
So that word is a scam.
That word is a scam, because sometimes you give you the property, you look at it, they say as is, you are looking, so you want someone to live in this place as is. That means you want them to do the renovation for you now.
So, doing the renovation is not even
the problem.
But there should be proper discussions between the landlord and the tenant. If I fix this house, are you going to give me a rebate on my rent?
A rebate. I think Paula is calling back. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Onyebuchi calling from Major City.
Hello, Onyebuchi from Major City. How do you want to join this conversation?
Hi, with the real estate doctor. How are you?
Very good, Onyebuchi. How are you?
We are fine. Thank God that we didn't find the way into your apartment.
In fact,
as you were slandering pets last week.
I was even telling the guy, I was even telling my neighbor, why did he even tell me, please? You should have not even told me. You should have not told me. Telling me, just like putting me in trap.
I will discuss about this taking last week.
Yes. They said the snake was trying to find his way into my house from the windows. He couldn't enter from the window. He went through the door. I said, shut down my window and bring out. God. The way this snake man is doing, one day you open your clay pot in Lagos, you open your pot of soup, you see a snake inside.
Maybe because you castigated the snake.
So that's why I advise you, whenever you're going out, shut all your doors, shut all your windows, seal everywhere that you need to seal that out, because this thing just finds ways to enter.
Yes. Thank God that you're on the safe side, that means they kill the snake.
Yes.
So sorry about that.
Thank you.
As for this Lagos State and their testing, material testing stuff, it's close to what we get to see in Lagos here, because every now and then, even in my area here, I see many buildings that are being erected. And if you see the type of material that is being used in building some of these buildings, that is your house is palpitating like going into that building. Like what's this? You don't know, in Lagos, any house that is being built under this regime, like since Tinubu and maybe Buhari took over power, I can't rent a house that exceeds more than one story building.
But it's not just Lagos. Because of our housing deficit. Lagos is worse. Because of the population. I saw a picture of a certain house. The toilet is inside the kitchen. I don't know if you saw that picture once I'm making the round.
Yes, I did.
The toilet is inside the kitchen. I'm like, no.
Side by side.
And following the what when you started building, when you maybe just start building, the different kind of people that will come to you that want to collect money.
And if you are the person
yes, because that will still be there.
If you are the person who even reject to rent that house, somebody's they are rejecting
somebody's taking it
because the person does not want to be
homeless. People frustrate you. By this time, this all to what we call it, frustrate you. You became so angry that when you are even done with the house, by the time you put the rent put it out for rent, you want to kill that. You want to export the person that's going to rent the house to them.
Because you need to make your money back.
It's mad. It's not proper. So as for me, any building that exceeds 1-story building in Lagos, I can't rent it at all.
Because you can't really vouch for the integrity of the building.
Exactly. You can't vouch for the quality, the material that is being used. Anyway, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. We have some. We have some good developers in Lagos State. As much as they are quacks. And in most professions, if
those developers pay me, I'll call their name. I don't want to do free adverts. I know one or two.
Yes, and we've had a few of them come here and even sponsor our show.
If they are listening, they should come and pay me. I'll advertise them. I'll advertise for them.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll go over more of the real estate news headlines. Stay tuned to Real Estate Matters. Super FM 92.7. Okay, so we have talked about the pulling down the fact that some tenants have to make renovations, and then shortly after, some property owners might ask them to leave the property. So now let's go into caution fee payments, because at the end of the day, this whole as is or property rented as is, it all ties back to caution fee, because usually when property owners say rent as is, they often don't charge caution fee. All right. But when you move into a place that's new, well refurbished, they tell you, okay, caution fee so amount. And then when you are leaving the space, even if you put it back as it was, some property owners will still not refund your caution fee.
Yes. So let me say something. This caution fee matter is a very important conversation. If you follow a lot of reactions on social media, you see that a lot of tenants or a lot of renters are bitter about paying caution fee because landlords don't refund it.
Yes.
So let's even start. What is caution fee?
What is it about?
Yes, because some people don't even know what caution fee means, because some people commonly call it security deposits. Some call it in Nigeria, they call it in Lagos, they call it damages. You want to pay, you pay agency legal damages.
Even when
what are you damaging? I mean, maybe that's why people are damaging people's property. It's a damage. You know that pay for you can damage it.
And our caution fee is not even that much, because in some parts of the world, caution fee is the exact amount.
The exact amount of your rent. In the UK, for example, that once you pay £1,000 for rent per month, your caution fee is going to be £1,000.
Yeah.
So caution fee, also commonly called security deposit, is a sum of money paid by the tenant to the landlord before you move into a property. So it is more like a financial protection for the landlord. So it's just that when you move into a property, there's an inspection before you move in. We call it a routine inspection or post before you move in.
Yeah.
Then that inspection safeguards that. That means the landlord has put the house to a very habitable state.
Yes.
So when you move in, everything is working. The plumbing work is working fine. Electrical fittings are working. Everything about the house is
working fine as it should.
So you now pay, if your rent is 1 million naira, for example. Some can say you pay. Before now, a long time ago, it used to be 5% of the rent.
Yes.
They tell you to pay 250,000 naira or 500,000 naira as caution fee.
Yes.
If you pay 1 million naira for as rent, they say 5%. That's that's about how much? 10% of 1 million naira is 100,000.
Yes.
So then it used to be 50,000.
Okay.
But now over time, they increased to 10%.
Yes.
So the whole essence of that money does not belong to the landlord.
No.
It's just the money that you pay to caution you for the use of the house. So if
you take good care of it.
Yes, if the house was painted, was cleaned before you paid and you moved in, when you are leaving that house, you must clean, you must paint back and do what they call post
evacuation inspection.
Cleaning. Make sure that property is in a state that you met it. Some will say, how can I live in a house and there won't be wear and tear? It's possible. Yes, wear and
you
tear
take
will
care of
happen.
if you maintain it.
If you maintain it, if there's
a
broken lock, you fix it. If there's a broken electrical switch, you fix it.
Yes.
If your children damage something on the wall, maybe it carry back and paint on the wall, you repaint it. When you do all that, the landlord comes back at the point of your exit and conducts another inspection again. They call it pre-vacation inspection. When everything is conducted and everything is intact, then you can get your caution fee back. Then the biggest question is, how many Nigerians are even qualified to get caution fee? A lot of Nigerians don't qualify
to get their caution
fee. To get the caution fee back.
Real estate doctor, let me tell you, there's an inspection I went for this week.
Yes.
We went to this estate. They're like, oh, this estate is about 5 years old.
Yes.
It's still, I think 5 years is a relatively new time. But if you see how some of those properties were looking, the outside of it, there was one unit, the pipe was clearly leaking, and I'm thinking, so someone lives in this property, and then they have on their veranda or on the banister, they had clothes just hanging off of it. And I had to ask, what about the facility manager for this property? And he said, oh, they tell the tenants what to do, but some of these tenants, it's the landlord, they told the tenant, they've warned the landlord, and they just don't want to do anything about it, and say it's the landlord that should make those repairs. And I'm just thinking, if you live in a place, right, you've lived there 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, for goodness sake, if the pipe is burst, fix it.
Fix it.
If at some point, if you stayed in a property 2 years, 3 years, I don't see 5 years, I don't see why you can't paint the external, repaint the exterior of your property, as opposed to just leaving it as is. Yes, I know sometimes the landlord says they'll cover it, but it's your home.
Yes.
Paint the exterior, repaint the interior. You're living in it. You want it to look nice, as opposed to having having those the green algae that might happen on that might show on the wall, because we're in a humid environment. You're just thinking. So this person now, you stayed here for 5-6 years. You want to leave the property, and then you are demanding for your caution fee. Okay.
So for me, I think it's just important for we Nigerians to understand that our maintenance culture is very important. Our maintenance culture in this country is zero, not just as a tenant, but even our government. Go to a lot of our government properties, all of them look very abandoned. You go there. In fact, I was telling somebody, I was at the mall, I was at a certain mall on the mainland over the weekend with my family. We went out, and to even use a public toilet in this country is a problem. Even our airports, to use a public toilet is a problem. You go to advanced countries or every other country, when you get there, there's somebody there standing 24 hours who is cleaning. But Nigeria, somebody is still there standing. Instead of this guy to be cleaning, he's just there begging money. Don't you see this when you go to our public places? This man is supposed to be there cleaning. As people are using it, he's supposed to be cleaning. But this guy, his priority is to be begging money for people who come to use the public. He's not doing he's not doing the job he was paid for. So that's why even to use anything.
And even when they do the job that they were paid to do, they will make you look as if I've done it.
As if they're doing a favor.
This is your job.
Even if you go to clubs in advanced countries, there's somebody there in the toilet 24 hours all through the night. Making sure that the toilet is clean. So our maintenance culture is just
really poor.
Really poor.
If a cupboard door falls off, fix it.
Yeah, so a lot of people wait for repairs to pile up.
Yes.
If anything goes bad in my house, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm into real estate, I fix it almost immediately.
I think it's because
I know if I don't fix it, another one will happen. And
sometimes
before you know it, the house is a mess.
Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, this is Taiwo.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Taiwo from Shomolu.
Hello, Taiwo from Shomolu. How are you joining today's conversation?
Okay, so I want to know exactly what caution fee is, and why I'm asking is because let's say I rent this apartment, right, and due to the state of the way the apartment is, right?
Yes.
I have to take no tiles on the tiles. So I have to do the tiles, then I have to fix so many things. It's not applicable to be precise.
Yeah. Because you have to put other things to your taste.
Yes. So do I still have to pay caution fee after getting so many things done for it to be habitable?
So, Taiwo, there's a difference between putting something to your taste and putting something to good condition. All right. Let's say you like white tiles. There's a difference between you pulling down the cream one that's already there to put the white that you like.
There are no tiles in this place. One, the place was not well painted. It's not painted.
Oh, it's not painted at all. Okay,
yeah,
because the different.
The doors in the apartment are
broken.
Yeah, so many things are all fixed in the house.
Yeah.
So we've seen cases whereby there are people that renovate the apartment before they pack it.
Yes.
Right. So do I still have to pay conscious fee for what I help the landlord?
Yeah, I don't
know. So let me tell you, Tayo. So for caution fee is a conversation that comes in from the beginning, even before you enter the apartment.
Before you move in, before you start making the renovation.
So the conversation doesn't come in between your tenancy. It comes in before you even enter that property. So if you are paying for a property, the property is not in a good state. That conversation also should have come up in the beginning with your landlord.
Your negotiation.
Oh, please, I like this property. I want to pay. But obviously, certain things are not in good condition. Are you fixing it for me? Or you want me to fix it so you can waive caution fee for me so I can fix it to my own taste? Or you want me to fix it so you can give me a rebate on my rent? So those conversations come in the beginning of your tenancy. So if the landlord tells you, I am renting this place as it is, and I am collecting rent, legal fee, agency fee, and caution fee.
Then they have to remove caution fee.
No. If the landlord is telling you, this place for me, water is working, there's electricity, everything is okay to my own taste.
Yes.
And he tells you he's renting it the way it is and is going to collect caution fee. If you say that's what you want, and you are okay with
agree,
it, you go and
you sign.
You have to go by. You have to pay all the fees
because you've already signed for it.
But if you tell the landlord and he tells you, oh, but sir, this door I don't really like this, I want to change it, then that means that's your own bill to change it to your own taste. But for the landlord, he has provided what he feels he can provide, provided that they are in working conditions. So the question of taste now comes in later because you have a certain taste. And you want your door to look a type of way, you want your tiles or maybe the house there's no POP and you want to put POP, that's now your own taste, that's now your own bill. So when you now fix it, it does not now, that's why somebody moved into one of my property 2 weeks ago and was telling me he wants to do POP. I said, you can do everything you want to do, but when you are going, you cannot remove them. We have to sign a lease, a separate document to that. Because some people will tell you, I fixed it, I'm going to remove it. They are not removable because once you now remove it, you've messed up my house. So where is the old PVC that was there? Are you going to return that? Where is it? So these things are
because there is a difference.
Yes.
Some people don't seem to understand that when you meet something in a
so that's why before you even renovate any house, get permission from the landlord. If he allows you, I'll give you a letter. Please, if you do this XYZ, you cannot remove them when you're going. If you agree, go ahead. But if you don't agree, if you tell me I'll fix it, but when I'm going, I'll remove it. It's not going to happen.
Not there, it cannot
I rented a house for somebody in Ikoyi. He said he doesn't like the kitchen cabinet. He removed everything and did something more luxury. I said that's fine. But when you're going, you cannot remove it.
Because the one that was there
the one that was there was okay for me. But you wanted, he said no problem.
He wanted it to be upgraded.
But
you that upgraded
some people will tell you they won't remove it. But if that lease does not end well,
they want to damage it.
And then
like the presentation that was
document it.
Yes. Yeah. We have a call. Hello. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Shola from Lekki.
Hello, Shola from Lekki. How do you want to join today's conversation?
Alright. So around this caution fee of the thing.
Yes.
I have the situation at hand currently as to speak.
Yeah.
You know, when I moved into that place, it was my company I'm working for that rented that place when I was coming to Lagos.
Okay.
Right? So I was not there when the whole they just told me, this is okay, the 4-bedroom duplex, that, and all. By the time I arrived in Lagos with my family, I went to the house. It's a new house, but you know a lot of these developers use a lot of very substandard
materials, yes.
So when I got there, I noticed the wardrobe, one of the handle of the wardrobe is down, the snaps are
already damaged. Falling apart.
And I called the facility manager of my guy. How did you guys do this? He said, they even pay for caution fee. I said, okay, when you are paying for caution fee, when I'm coming from the north, you are paying for caution fee. I go in there with the caretaker or whoever is managing that
inspect.
go inspect
Yes.
to be sure that these things are in order before I
Yes.
move.
True.
And I told you, I said, see, the day I decide to leave this place, you guys are going to have it because I know the company wants to demand that you guys get discussion feedback.
Yes.
But you guys are going to have issue. As if I knew. Now, the rent as at then was plus or minus the discussion fee and everything was 7.8.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to pay 6 million subsequently. That not came 3 months before that and said, she's increasing the house to 8 million.
Can you imagine?
Yes, my allocation for my apartment here is 8 million. I told the people, I said, see, you know what? Paying my 8 million, me, I'm leaving this house. It doesn't make any sense.
Does not.
Yes.
Nothing so spectacular about this house.
What the hell?
No problem. I wrote back to the landlord and said, don't worry, me, I'm leaving this house. I just let me inform you guys through. So my point is this. When I moved into that house, I paid the TV console there that cost almost $1,500,000. I said, okay, I'm going to remove it.
Yes.
But one thing I always do
No,
is
TV consoles are removable.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you always leave, somebody moved out of my house last week to remove TV consoles. It leaves mark on the wall.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying now. I have made up my mind. Once I remove that thing, I know it's going to see a mark on the wall.
On the wall, yes.
I have properties too in the north. You understand? I don't want somebody to stay in my property and make it mess up.
Yes.
So I repainted it.
Good.
Do you understand? I scraped it out and repainted it because it was not screened, it was just
Yes.
normal.
Just to
So
repaint.
Yeah.
Yes.
it didn't cost me less than even 10,000. I just got a small bucket of things.
Yeah, just to touch up, yes.
Yes.
You touch up the nail marks on the wall.
My point is this. When the facility manager of my company reached out to me,
For caution fee.
manager of that company for the caution fee said she must come and inspect.
Yes, that's the way it should be.
I said, you must come and inspect. And I asked him, did you guys inspect with
Before
her?
moving
When
in.
you were collecting, before collecting the debt, I said, okay, I'm looking at this drama. But me, I am not going to because I knew where this is going to.
Yes.
This lady came back and said, the toilet downstairs, the guest toilet, the tap is not properly fixed, it's bad, but the tap that I met damaged. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And did you call? That's why it's always good to call their attention to
when
it.
you move in,
At the moving points.
Especially in black and white.
In black and white,
Written,
yeah. That's why there's an
email,
inventory sheet that is taken in the beginning.
Yeah, but
You
he's
go
like-
through that inventory sheet with the manager or the landlord. You go through the house together.
Yeah, but he's saying that he moved in through secondary.
Okay, that's why there was a gap.
You understand? When I even moved in, I called my father and said, see, reach out to these guys. This house is not.
But even with that, toilet handle is a very little. So there's supposed to be a plus or minus. So they should deduct the money for the toilet and give you
the balance. Okay.
Do you know what this lady is saying now? She doesn't even want to give the caution fee. That we have to return the house to where we make it.
That lady is a fraud.
That lady is a fraud. That lady is
I said, how do you know why it's not my business? Do you know why it's not my business? I will blame my organization for this.
Yes.
Because
you know,
pre-inspection should have been
I
done.
also have properties. I know how I do
Yes. Let me tell you this thing. Let me tell you for free. Most landlords don't like to refund caution fee, and it's sad in this country, Nigeria. It's sad because they feel it's their money. Some landlords will even tell you caution fee is extra. They want something very huge for it because they think it's their money. It's not your money. It's for the tenant. For you to keep for the tenant, should in case the tenant damages anything in the house or the tenant has a spillover of rent.
Yes.
If tenancy expires in January and the tenant moves out in March, obviously the tenant is supposed to pay for that 2 months. So they can take that.
Yes,
please.
let me tell you something.
Yes, please.
Honestly, I think there should be some level of sanity in the way this landlord tenant thing is going in Lagos.
Yes, I agree with you.
Honestly,
I agree with you, but also don't also forget that if you take up this matter with your landlord, yes, eventually you might even win and get your refund, your caution deposits. But I told somebody this thing online this morning. Our judicial system, the segment of the government that interpret law and everything is a total mess. If you take this matter to court, you will spend more than the caution fee, and you will spend years because you want to get 1 million naira. You spend 5 million naira in court. You spend 5 years in court.
Time.
At the end of the day, you now be like, what's the that's why people don't even pursue matters.
So how then can we protect people's interests now?
That's
because
why
this is a live experience.
Look, I'm sure there are so many other Nigerians that's currently going through the same issue with this our caller. Sorry, what's your name, sir?
Mr. Shola.
Mr. Shola. There are so many people. But I think that's why from the beginning proper things should be done. Before I move into any house now, the landlord will stand beside me No, honestly, let's go through the house
I think the
together.
best thing that could have happened was maybe when you moved in,
Yes.
right? You could have taken
Pictures.
visual
People take
capture
pictures,
of
yeah.
those
Yes,
issues.
that's the ideal thing.
People take
Yes, you're
pictures.
right.
In the UK, people don't joke with all these things.
Yeah,
So.
because it's money
In the
now.
UK, when you pay caution fee of rent of 10 million, you pay caution fee of 10 million too. You make sure
You check everything.
You dot all the I's and cross all the T's. You know, because
I just let me bring it to
thank you for calling. Thank you for
Thank
calling.
you very much
Thank you
for
for sharing that
calling.
insight.
Thank you very much for calling Shola from Lekki. Honestly, that's something that you see happen, and that pre-inspection is not just when you have, and that's why working with a professional is also something. It's also a bonus because for me, when I have a client moving in, especially on lease into a space, the kind of inspection, I have a checklist. You say you are doing too. It's not doing too much.
That checklist is
I'm
very important.
protecting my client's interest.
Yes.
We have another caller. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning. This is David from Aja.
Hello, David from Aja.
David, let me ask you before you go ahead. Have you ever gotten back your caution fee from any landlord?
No, I haven't.
Have you asked? Did you ask? Or you did not bother
No, I
to?
don't.
Because some people are big boys. They just walk away.
That's okay.
I'm already the landlord chop the
Let's
caution
let
fee. I
them
don't want to.
go.
I'm going to give the money.
Yeah, up till now, I don't know that caution fee is refundable. That was what I was even telling you.
If I let me tell you, it's called. Let me tell you,
Honestly,
it's called refundable caution deposit. That's what it's called.
Actually, to be honest, there are a lot of people.
People think it's landlord's money.
That don't know that it's supposed to be refunded.
That's
they
why
are
in any contract is there.
They will forget that they like.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
He's right, actually.
That's why in any contract, any house you rent, it should be in that contract that you paid 1 million naira for refundable caution fee
and you
that will be refunded to you at the end of your tenancy, provided that you do X, Y, Z.
Yes.
Simple, it should be there. That clause is very important, but Nigerians don't even read tenancy agreement anyway.
Yeah,
once you pay for a house, you want to collect
your that's where your agent should come in. They should proofread it and highlight the key parts of it that protects you and your property.
But trust me, let me even say this: if you live in a house, if you rent a property and live there for 5 years, 10 years, the likelihood of not getting back your caution fees is high. Because like you said, if you don't use it in 10 years, that'll be well and 10 now.
Give me back my money.
That'll be well
David, that yours is conversation.
Okay, well, my question is already answered.
Yeah, thank you.
I
Thank you
just
for
wanted
calling.
to ask whether the caution fee
It's refundable. Please, next time you're renting any apartment, tell them to put it in the clause, in the tenancy agreement.
all my past landlord has been scamming
Yeah,
me.
They've been scamming you.
You'll be dashing their money.
It's not their money.
It's not their money. It's your money. It's your money.
Alright, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Alright then. It's your money. Many people don't know. Just say 1 million rent,
Yes.
500k caution fee. In their mind, 1.5 is rent.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
And you know that even many landlords, I know some people who pay caution fee of 10 million for a property. There's a property somebody paid the caution fee of 10 million naira for, because property in a year is almost 100 million for rent. So it's such money. Some landlords even put it into other investments.
And that's why some landlords also we just think that it's their money. And you're right. Some of them use that money for other
they
things.
reinvest it. So at the time they are collecting that money back, maybe after 5 years,
They've got the interest rates. They use to do business to sell market. We have another caller. Hello. We lost that
So our message is to landlords. Landlords, you guys should be calming down, please. The caution fee is not for you. It's not your money.
The state of the country can ensure that caution fee is refunded. But I think it's a very gray line. It's a very gray line.
The only way to go about it is legal routes. So we're already doing this.
Where
it's just that when you want to go and chase for your 200,000 naira caution fee, 5 million in court, you know what's up. Because it's not a police matter, it's a civil matter. So you go to court. If you go to the police station itself, you will still pay to report the matter.
As you said, by the time you stay somewhere for 5 years.
How much is the caution fee? You just have to move past that.
Move past it, yeah. Okay, we have another caller. Hello. We lost our call. Okay, I think we're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up on today's episode, go over some last minute news headlines, and move on. Matters, you're still on air on the studio with me, King Realtor, and the real estate doctor. Okay, so today's conversation has been hot. We've talked about we have another caller. We're talking about caution fee. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Chris calling from Yanapacha.
Hello, Chris from Yanapacha. How do you want to join today's conversation?
Yeah, I think one of the problems we have in this country and this whole real estate issue is majorly estate agents. Estate agents, I'm sorry to say, a lot of them are very...
including me.
Estate agents.
I'll be estate agents too.
I'm sorry, but not everybody is honest, and a lot of them are greedy. Like,
I agree with you, you're right.
I once got a short list, an apartment where after paying caution fee and they were doing the inspection when we got to do the place, they were looking for like
loopholes.
Yes, that we destroyed something in the apartment because they like had a part in the apartment. So they were looking for the tiniest thing, and it actually caused a big.
So they won't give you back your caution.
But really and truly, when you do party in Airbnb in shortlist apartment, the likelihood of
damage is high though.
Yeah, I'm not saying you damage anything, but next time before you move into the apartment for your party, take pictures. You should take pictures of everything to take note everything. So all of you can now put pictures side by side after your party and say, no, this was I meant this thing like this. This damage was already there before we started the party. Because if not, they will rope everything on you and say you're going to fault it.
Yeah.
After a lot of dragging and everything, we're just able to get our money. We're finally able to get our money back.
Many people don't even rent short-term apartment for parties anymore because they know the damage a lot. Some will smoke, mess up all the couch, mess up all the rugs, smoke, cigarette fumes and everything. But well done, I mean, good that you got your money back.
It means that he left it in good condition.
Yes.
Yeah, and also the like I'm currently looking for like a space, and there's this whole new factor with the total package that they're always asking for. When like even the house rent is about 1.5 million, then they'll tell you the total package is like 2.8. What is good? What is total package?
We just have our own terms for this.
Landlord has put the house rent for about 1.5 billion, and you people are asking for, sorry for saying you people that they are asking
for agency fee agreement. Well, I think it just depends on what you are dealing with. So you should stop dealing with roadside agents. Roadside agents, they are like loan sharks. They will finish you.
They will add party talk.
Like all these loan sharks, when you owe them 1,000 naira, they can even post your obituary picture. That's roadside agents. That's the way they have to. That's the way they have. They want to empty your account because they know that they'll never see you again.
Thank you
very much, Chris, from Yanapacha. Honestly, some agents you be like, conscience, what you have? Calm down.
There's nothing like you're not even an agent that will tell you to fill a form before you go for inspection, and they'll ask you for inspection fee before you go for inspection.
Inspection fee, I don't understand that thing. And you know the thing is, you can't meet a professional real estate agent that will charge you inspection.
And they're quack agent now.
It's quack agents.
You tell them
quack agents will say inspection fee 10K. What do you mean by that?
No, when they even collect the inspection fee and show you what you told them what you want you want a 2-bedroom, they'll go and show you a room and follow. But is this a 2-bedroom?
I had a quack agent tell me as a fellow agent that I should pay him inspection fee.
Who are you to pay? That's what they live by now.
I was just like, the person that gave me this property is the one that we should call, because I don't understand why you would call some quack person that's hungry for this and say, so I won't be coming. That's your job. Your job is to go for 100 inspections, 10 inspections. At the end of the day, one of them is going to fall through.
Yeah, well done. I think our time is fast spent.
Yes, our time is fast spent.
It's been a very insightful session in the studio
yes,
today.
We've had a very insightful session today. I'm just going to go through 2 quick headlines. We won't go into the news. Loma is cracking down on illegal waste dumping. Where there's going to be severe consequences for
I think we should talk about that next week.
I think we'll talk about that next week. So a lot of us should be aware. Loma also asks that Lagosians should go beyond just taking pictures. That when you see somewhere that's badly damaged or you're very filthy, that you can flag them. I believe they provided information. Maybe next week when we go into the conversation, we will then cover that. Today's show has been exciting. This has been Real Estate Matters with me, Kingway Realtor, and my
real estate doctor. Let me leave us with this parting shot. Keep going. Everything you need will come to you at the right time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.